Do you remember when Christmas dinner meant fried bologna your parents called steak? Or bean soup stretched from a free ham bone the butcher gave your mother? The smell of powdered milk gravy over toast, cornmeal mush cooling in a loaf pan, or government cheese melting between slices of white bread? Today, we're honoring 25 frugal Christmas meals poor families ate just to survive the 1960s and 1970s. Meals born from necessity, served with love, and forgotten by a generation that vowed their children would never know hunger. You remember Mom walking to the butcher on December 23rd, asking politely if he had any ham bones to spare? The butcher knew families needed them. He'd hand over bones with meat still clinging on, completely free. Navy beans cost just 15 cents per pound back in 1965. She'd soak them overnight, then simmer that bone for 4 or 5 hours. That smoky, savory smell filled your small house. One pot fed 8 to 10 people for about 50 cents total. The soup was made Christmas Eve and tasted even better the next day, eaten with cornbread until December 27th. 22% of Americans lived below the poverty line in 1960. Today's expensive bone broth trends can't match that resourceful necessity. That generous tradition has disappeared completely. Your parents called them steaks on Christmas Day, and you believed them because you didn't know any better. Oscar Mayer bologna cost 49 cents per pound in 1968, cheaper than ground beef at 59 cents. Mom cut thick slices, scored an X in each center, and fried them in bacon grease until the edges curled up and crisped. Your parents ate smaller portions, giving you the bigger steaks. There was dignity in calling it steak dinner, even when everyone knew the truth. The poverty line sat at $3,000 yearly for families of 4 in 1964. Today's artisan charcuterie can't match that resourceful love. That dignified tradition has disappeared completely.
That pale, thin gravy ladled over toasted bread was breakfast, lunch, or dinner, depending on which meal you couldn't afford. Carnation powdered milk cost 39 cents for a box, making 8 quarts in 1965. Mom whisked it with water, never smooth, then made roux with margarine and flour. That slightly gritty gravy over white bread cost 75 cents for 6 people. Adults called it SOS privately, but grace was said with genuine gratitude. Kids ate without questioning. At least it's hot, Mom would say, adding pepper for the only flavor. Today's comfort food trends can't match that humble necessity. That sustaining tradition has disappeared completely. Nothing was ever wasted in your house, not even 3-day-old mashed potatoes from the refrigerator. Potatoes cost 5 cents per pound in 1960, 49 cents for 10 pounds in 1968. Mom mixed leftover mashed with 1 egg and flour, forming patties fried in Crisco until golden brown outside, fluffy inside. Potatoes 3 ways, she'd say. Mashed Monday, fried Wednesday, soup Friday. You'd help form patties beside her, small hands shaping circles. When sour cream appeared, rare luxury, it felt special. Today's hash browns can't match that Depression-era resourcefulness. That frugal tradition has disappeared completely.
When Christmas dinner was just noodles with margarine and salt, you learned not to ask what was missing. Egg noodles cost 29 cents per pound in 1970, margarine 33 cents. Mom boiled them, drained, then melted 1 tablespoon of margarine through. Salt was the only flavoring. The meal cost 35 cents for 6 people. At least it's hot and fills your belly, Dad would say. You hoped for Parmesan that never came. Some families added ketchup for flavor. You ate in silence because there was nothing to celebrate. Today's gourmet pasta can't match that bare survival. That silent tradition has disappeared completely. Your mother stirred that yellow cornmeal for 20 minutes straight, her arm aching, preventing lumps. Cornmeal cost 15 cents per pound in 1965, cheaper than oatmeal at 29 cents. She'd pour the thick porridge into a loaf pan, cool it, then slice and fry for variety. Sometimes there was molasses, if lucky. She called it polenta to sound fancier. You'd scrape your plate clean, still hungry. Tomorrow might be better, she'd say. Today's artisan polenta can't match that humble necessity. That aching tradition has disappeared completely.
You'd eat your sandwich quickly at school, hoping no one saw what was between those 2 slices of white bread. Pure white lard cost 29 cents per pound in 1965, spread thickly with salt sprinkled on top, sometimes sugar instead for sweetness. Greasy, soft, filling, eaten cold with no explanation given. Kids hid them in brown bags, ate fast while others had bologna or peanut butter. It's better than nothing, your parents said, though their eyes apologized. No one talked about it then or later. Today's artisan spreads can't match that desperate necessity. That shameful tradition has disappeared completely. Your mother called it Christmas pie, and you were so excited until you tasted it and realized something was missing. She made crust from flour, lard, and water. The filling was just sugar dissolved in water with margarine and vanilla. No eggs, no milk, no fruit. It baked into sweet, simple disappointment. Adults called it desperation pie. Privately. You were excited because you had pie. Your parents knew it wasn't real, but served it with pride anyway. At least we have something sweet. Today's bakery pies can't match that hopeful ingenuity. That desperate tradition has disappeared completely.
Sawmill gravy, they called it, the kind loggers and poor folk ate when there was nothing else. Mom made biscuits from scratch because Bisquick was too expensive. She browned flour in a skillet with no meat drippings, added water slowly while whisking. That pale, thin gravy split open her biscuits, 40 cents for 6 people. Filling and hot, but not nutritious. You'd soak your biscuits to make them last longer. Sticks to your ribs, Dad said, literally. Parents ate less, so kids ate more. Today's country breakfast can't match that bare survival. That sacrificial tradition has disappeared completely. Your mother called it a special Christmas treat, and you believed her because the sugar made it taste like celebration. She'd roll basic bread dough flat, drop pieces into hot oil, reused 5 or 6 times for economy. The dough puffed up golden brown, dusted with sugar while hot, crispy outside, hollow inside. You thought it was fancy because it was fried and sweet. It was really just bread. But you ate it hot, and for that moment, it felt special. Your mother's face smiled despite everything. Today's gourmet donuts can't match that sweetened necessity. That hopeful tradition has disappeared completely. Christmas morning, and you woke hoping for something special. Then smelled oatmeal cooking on the stove again. Quaker oats cost 29 cents for 42 ounces in 1970, lasting weeks. Mom boiled water, stirred in oats that thickened quickly, turned lumpy without constant stirring. Sugar spooned into each bowl, no milk, no butter, no toppings. You ate quickly, not savoring because there was nothing to savor. Some families added cinnamon, if lucky. That was luxury. Warm food is blessing, Mom reminded you. You learned gratitude. Today's flavored instant packets can't match that plain necessity. That humble tradition has disappeared completely. Those pork neck bones simmered for hours, and that rich, porky smell filled the house with something that almost felt like abundance. Neck bones cost 19 cents per pound in 1968, the cheapest meat available, more bone than flesh. Bits fell off into broth after hours of cooking. Mom added potatoes and onions, the cheapest vegetables. At least there's meat flavor, Dad would say. You'd suck marrow from bones because nothing could be wasted. Adults pretended it was hearty, served over rice. Tomorrow's leftovers will be better. Today's bone broth trends can't match that necessary extraction. That resourceful tradition has disappeared completely.
You'd unwrap your lunch at school and see other kids with bologna, peanut butter, even ham, and you had mayonnaise on white bread. Hellmann's cost 49 cents per jar in 1970. Mom spread it edge to edge, sprinkled salt and pepper, wrapped it in wax paper, sometimes lettuce if lucky. Soft, bland, disappointing, but you ate without complaint. You felt the embarrassment. You learned not to ask for more because you saw the apology in her eyes. "It's what we have," she'd say quietly. You learned gratitude and shame simultaneously. Today's gourmet sandwiches can't match that silent apology. That shameful tradition has disappeared completely. Dinner was fried potatoes. Not fried potatoes with something, just fried potatoes as the whole meal. Potatoes cost 5 cents per pound in 1965, under 50 cents for 10 pounds. Mom sliced them thin, fried them in lard until edges turned golden and crispy. Salt generously. No meat, no eggs, no vegetables, just potatoes, filling every plate. "Potatoes are dinner," Mom announced, and no one argued. You ate plates full, still hungry afterward. "At least they're fried," someone said, trying to find joy. Sometimes your parents skipped meals entirely. Today's loaded fries can't match that stark simplicity.
That empty tradition has disappeared completely.
Your mother baked a cake for Christmas and you were excited until you took a bite and tasted something strange you couldn't identify. Campbell's tomato soup cost 10 cents per can in 1965. She mixed that red soup into batter with flour, sugar, and spices. No eggs, no milk, no butter. It baked dense and moist, with strange color and stranger texture. Kids called it mystery cake. Adults knew it was soup cake. She served it with pride despite its oddness. "Homemade is special," she'd say, and you believed her. You didn't question where it came from. Today's box mixes can't match that creative desperation. That ingenious tradition has disappeared completely. Supper was cornbread crumbled in a bowl with milk poured over it, eaten with a spoon like cereal. Cornmeal cost 15 cents per pound in 1968. Mom baked it in the cast iron skillet, let it cool slightly, then crumbled it into bowls. Cold milk, or sometimes buttermilk, poured over top. Almost sweet if sugar was added to the cornbread. Kids ate without complaint because complaining changed nothing. In summer, blackberries went on top if lucky. In winter, just cornbread and milk. "Fills you up," Dad would say. That was the only goal. Today's side dishes can't match that meager sustenance. That filling tradition has disappeared completely.
You remember that 5-pound block of bright orange cheese your mother brought home from the distribution center? The government cheese program ran from the 1960s through 1980s, giving free blocks to qualifying families. Mom cut thick slices from that processed cheese product, bright orange, waxy texture, rubbery and salty, sometimes fried for grilled cheese between government surplus white bread. There was some shame receiving it, but also relief. "At least it's protein," Mom would say. You didn't know the difference between this and store-bought. It was staple for months. Other families picked up the same blocks. Today's artisan cheese can't match that grateful necessity. That supplemental tradition has disappeared completely. That sulfurous smell of boiling cabbage filled your house for hours, and everyone knew what was for dinner again. Cabbage cost 5 cents per pound in 1965, the cheapest vegetable at the store. One head made a huge pot. Mom chopped it roughly, boiled it in water for hours with salt and maybe an onion. Watery broth with soft cabbage floating. No meat, no richness, no depth. Cabbage soup again, siblings ground. Kids held their noses. "Eat it or go hungry," Mom said, and she meant it. Your parents ate bigger portions to spare you. Tomorrow might be better. Today's hearty soups can't match that humble survival. That pungent tradition has disappeared completely.
Your family's Christmas ham came from a can with a key you'd turn around the edge. Spam cost 49 cents for 12 ounces in 1970. Cheaper than real meat, but more than bologna. You'd open it with that little key, wipe off the gelatinous coating, slice it thick. Mom fried slices until edges crisped, salty, processed, but meat-like. Served with fried potatoes. Your parents called it Christmas ham and served it with ceremony. You thought it was special. They knew it wasn't, but made you feel like it was anyway. "Better than nothing," they'd whisper. Today's holiday hams can't match that canned dignity. That ceremonial tradition has disappeared completely. Christmas morning breakfast was hot biscuits split open with jam spread on top. And you didn't even know butter was supposed to go underneath. Mom made biscuits from scratch using flour and lard. While still hot, she'd split them open and spread jam, homemade from foraged berries or store-bought for 39 cents. No butter because butter was too expensive. The texture was dry without that fat, jam the only moisture. This was the special breakfast on Christmas morning. You didn't know other families had butter. Your parents remembered butter from their childhoods. You ate with gratitude, not knowing anything was missing. Today's buttery biscuits can't match that innocent appreciation. That dry tradition has disappeared completely.
Your mother called it rice pudding, but it wasn't. It was just plain white rice with sugar sprinkled on top. White rice cost 29 cents per pound in 1970. She'd cook it plain, then, while still hot, sprinkle sugar over it and dust with cinnamon. You'd eat it warm from the bowl. Sweet, simple, disappointing once you realized what real rice pudding was. No milk, no raisins, no eggs, just rice, sugar, and hope. You pretended it was fancy because Mom called it special. At least it's sweet, she'd say. This was Christmas dessert for the poorest families. You learned to be grateful for sugar on rice. Today's rice pudding can't match that innocent pretending. That makeshift tradition has disappeared completely. Christmas morning felt special when there were two proteins on your plate: bologna and eggs, fried together in the same pan. Bologna cost 49 cents per pound in 1968, eggs 53 cents per dozen in 1965. Mom fried bologna first, edges curling up in hot grease. Then she cracked eggs into that same grease, broke the yolks, scrambled them together. Salty, greasy, filling. Toast on the side if bread available. You were excited for this big breakfast on Christmas morning. Your parents were grateful they could afford both bologna and eggs simultaneously. You ate slowly, savoring it, because meals like this were rare. The minimum wage was $1 per hour in 1960. Today's brunch spreads can't match that grateful abundance. That doubled tradition has disappeared completely. Dessert was fried apples. Not fried apples with something, just fried apples that were the entire meal sometimes. Bruised apples cost 10 cents per pound in 1965, the ones the store was about to throw away. Mom would slice them, cutting out bruised parts, and fry them in lard until they turned soft. She'd sprinkle sugar while hot and add cinnamon if she had it. Sweet, soft, filling enough to be supper. This was Christmas dessert for very poor families. Sometimes it was the entire supper. You loved them anyway because they were sweet. Better than nothing sweet, Mom would say. And she was right. Today's apple desserts can't match that rescued sweetness. That salvaged tradition has disappeared completely.
Your mother saved stale bread for weeks in a bag, and on Christmas, she turned those scraps into something she called pudding. Stale bread got torn into pieces and soaked in a mixture made from powdered milk, 39 cents per box. If she had 1 or 2 eggs, she'd beat them in, sugar and vanilla if available. The whole thing baked until it set into a dense, heavy bread-forward dessert. It wasn't light or fluffy. It was survival disguised as celebration. This was Christmas dessert made from scraps. You didn't know it was poverty food. Mom served it with pride, and you ate it gratefully. Using everything was a moral virtue in your house. Waste not, want not wasn't just a saying.
It was survival. Today's artisan bread pudding can't match that resourceful love. That scrap-born tradition has disappeared completely.